Feels good. Yeah, still feels pretty surreal, to be honest. It's it's obviously a dream come true for me and the team. So it feels pretty surreal. I don't know if I'll be getting used to it anytime soon.
Is it different being the hunted this year?
We're soon going to find that out, I suppose. But every year, every season brings new challenges. The game always changes. There are shifts and trends with the way teams play and what works. So we've got to stay across that and be ready to evolve and improve.
In the same Collingwood win back to back?
I don't think any two teams one year to another are the same. Our team's going to look different this season. We've got personnel changes. We'll make shifts around our style. Like I said before, we'll adjust to the way the game evolves over the season. So I don't think no two seasons ever look the exact same, and we're ready to embrace a new challenge in 2024.
Darcy's big news in the last few days just surrounding Angus pressure of being close to one time, and also there's accumulation of head knocks over his career that forced that. The main incident was almost high profile. Will you touch base with Braden about how he's going just through this process?
Yeah, it's been really heartbreaking news, to be honest, about Angus. I came through in the same draft as Angus back in 2014, and have really fond memories with him as 18-year-olds, pretty ambitious and keen to get into the system, and extraordinarily talented footballer, and he had such an incredible career at Melbourne. So first things first is that I really hope that his welfare and his well-being ongoing is in a good place, and that he doesn't experience symptoms, and that he lives a long and happy life, because he's an extraordinary person, a great personality, and it's such a shame to see his career cut short like that. But it's no mean feat to play in the league for 10 years, so that's pretty extraordinary. And the issue of concussion is not going away anytime soon. I think there are no obvious answers coming in the short term. I think the best that we can hope for as players is that the league is genuine about making the game as safe as it possibly can be, and that when incidences occur, that they're handled according to best practice. And I think pretty confident that that's the case at the moment. And then unfortunately we're just going to have to keep dealing with these situations as they arise in the future. Braden's sort of similar to me, I suppose. We all came through in the same draft with Angus, so you don't want to see a fellow player end their career like that. And Braden expressed his regret and remorse at the time and was pretty genuine about that. So it's just a really unfortunate situation, and we all send our best to Angus and really concerned.
Look at Angus, he had 5 concussions through his career. So like Nathan North, it's 10 episodes of the series that. How's he going into his recovery? Was he stepping away from concerns that any moment still over?
Yeah, look, obviously it's, like I said before, there's just so many unknowns in this space, unfortunately. And like you said, with Nathan, he's obviously had a difficult few months since sustaining a concussion in the grand final. And, to his credit, I think he's made a really mature decision and a really professional decision as well. Spoken pretty openly about, although he's not experiencing symptoms, doesn't quite feel ready yet to approach full contact training at the elite level, which, like I said, I think is a really mature and rational decision. And that's a private decision for Nathan to make in himself. So we're really supportive of that, happy for him to take as much space as he needs to get himself in the right frame of mind and look after his well-being. So whatever that means, again, so many unknowns, but whatever that means for Nathan is a different story for sure.
Is there a reduction in contact training, Darcy?
No, there hasn't been I wouldn't say a reduction in contact training. I would say the coaches generally, what I've experienced are probably being a bit more planned and a bit more deliberate around when we introduce contact training and the sorts that we do. So whether we're using bags rather than just full-on contact, or when we're doing high-intensity drills. So I think the coaches are definitely have an awareness of. Thanks, brother. Have an awareness of the amount of contact and the type of contact training that we do. because we know that stuff's important. Exposure to that sort of thing and learning how to hold your body and protect yourself is an important part of how to play the game, let alone play it at the highest level. So I think that's definitely one to watch. I think particularly for the league around mandating how many hours of contact we do a week, for example.
There's a lawsuit at the moment where the AFL's heading against a class action where the AFL's contending that players know the risks when they enter the field. Are you, as a player, are you aware of the risks that come with being an AFL player when it comes to concussion?
Not across the details of that class action that you mentioned, but I think, like I said, there's just so many unknowns, really. I think it's quite hard to definitively say that when we don't fully understand the long-term risks of concussion, so it's almost an impossible question to answer, really.
Is the 12-day minimum too short, or do you like to see the minimum extended to say 21 days?
Yeah, I think obviously the 12-day concussion protocol has been the result of the AFL consulting with experts in the field, medical experts who clearly have experience with neuroscience and how it works with dealing with concussive blows. So I think the best we can do is really trust their recommendations. In terms of whether it's enough or it's too much or not enough, I think what we see clearly in the cases is that it differs greatly. Some people recover quicker than others, and it's pretty hard to have a one-size-fits-all model, it appears, with concussion. So again, a really hard question to answer, and not one that I'm equipped to answer, but I think as long as the AFL takes the issue seriously and that consults with experts in the field and takes on their recommendations, players generally are supportive of that.
Is Nathan's still training at the moment?
He is training, yeah. So he's training, and he's done all the pre-season. It's just, the contact drills, as I mentioned, that he's just limiting his exposure to at the moment. Yeah.
Lockie Schultz is going to play round one?
I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty glad it's not my job to pick the team at the moment for round one, because especially in the forward line, we've got some guys who have really stepped up. I mean, Lockie's come in and made a massive impact. I think Bobby Hill's improved again after his amazing grand final performance, and then obviously Jamie Elliott, who's a real warrior of our team, and then guys like Ash Johnson and Reef McGuinness have improved again as well. So it's going to be pretty tight for spots in our forward line, which I think is exciting for us this year.
Thanks, Steve.
Cool. Thanks, guys.